Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, outrage in Israel after 6 hostages were killed by Hamas. Breaking overnight, thousands protest across Israel, setting fires, clashing with police, after 6 hostages, including Israeli-American Hersh Goldberg-Polin among those killed. Backlash grows against Prime Minister Netanyahu for not agreeing to a ceasefire. The Biden administration's response this morning with 97 hostages, including 7 Americans still in Gaza.
Sprint for the White House. Vice President Harris hitting the campaign trail with President Biden for the first time in our new poll on the state of the race.
On strike, thousands of hotel workers hitting the picket lines as millions of Americans head home from the long holiday weekend, the best times to travel.
Landslide warning. Power cut to more than 100 homes in Southern California. Residents told to be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
New images from the Titanic. What the new expedition revealed about the ship's iconic bow 112 years later.
Tributes for NHL star Johnny Hockey and his brother Matthew. The Gaudreau family speaking out after the brothers were killed by an alleged drunk driver one day before their sister was supposed to get married.
Stuck on land. What some of the passengers who signed up for a 3-year cruise are saying 3 months after it was supposed to launch and when it could finally set sail.
Back to school steals and Labor Day deals. Plus, it's our Deals and Steals takeover. Tori's here with one of our biggest events ever.
No match for Big Foe.
Oh, that's spectacular.
American star Francis Tiafoe punching his ticket to the quarterfinal. His scandalous shout-out.
Tony Goldwyn was in the crowd. I'm a huge fan of you, bro.
And getting a pep talk from the GOAT.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Thank you for joining us on this Labor Day. We're going to have much more on all those shout-outs.
Oh, yeah.
And great tennis from the U.S. Open coming up.
Go, Big Foe, go. Also ahead, we are breaking down the latest possible health benefit from the ingredient in a popular weight loss drug.
We begin in Israel, where protesters are taking to the streets to demand that the government agree to a ceasefire after 6 hostages were executed in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is placing all the blame on Hamas, saying whoever murders hostages does not want a deal. Marcus Moore is on the scene in Israel. Good morning, Marcus.
George, good morning. This is the funeral procession for 23-year-old Israeli-American hostage Hersh Goldberg-Polin. You see all of the people here in Jerusalem who have lined the procession route as they go to a nearby cemetery. His murder and that of 5 other hostages sparked deep sorrow and anger across Israel. Overnight, thousands packing the streets of Tel Aviv to protest the deaths of 6 more hostages. Protesters blocking a highway in Tel Aviv, setting fires, demonstrating against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's handling of the war. Israeli police seen clashing with protesters, arresting dozens, and using water cannons to disperse the crowd, dragging and pushing them through the streets. Outrage growing after the Israeli Ministry of Health says the 6 hostages were killed, quote, in a number of short-range shots, estimating their deaths occurred 48 to 72 hours before their bodies were examined. The hostages found in Gaza, Israeli-American Hersh Goldberg-Polin among those murdered. Richmond, Virginia Rabbi David Asher, a friend of the Polin family, horrified by the news.
Beautiful boy who was taken way too soon. It's horrible and tragic that so many civilians have died in Gaza during this war.
I spoke with Hersh's mother earlier this summer after a video of him in captivity was released to the public.
Listen, we are pawns in a game. The hostages are pawns in a game. Their families are pawns in a game. And a game that we didn't sign up for.
The head of Hamas's negotiation team saying the hostages could have been brought back alive, claiming Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is the reason for their deaths. Both sides trading blame. Netanyahu saying Sunday, quote, he who murders hostages does not want a deal. An Israeli security official confirming to ABC News 3 of the killed hostages were set to be released, according to a July draft of the ceasefire deal. Aviva, the wife of Israeli-American hostage Keith Siegel, concerned her husband could be killed at any moment.
We need all the hostages home.
This morning, the protest continuing as thousands take to the streets demanding the hostages be released. And another look at all of the people who had gathered here to pay their respects to the Goldberg-Polin family. There are more than 90 hostages still in Gaza, several of them Americans, and according to officials, the belief is that only half of them are still alive. Families here in Israel urging the Israeli government to accept a ceasefire deal to bring the rest of the hostages home. Michael.
Yeah, our thoughts are with those families there. Thank you so much, Marcus. We're going to go now to senior White House correspondent Selina Wang for the administration's reaction to the killing of the hostages in Gaza. Good morning, Selina.
Good morning, Michael. President Biden says he's outraged and devastated by the death of Hersh Goldberg-Polin. Biden and Vice President Harris met with his family, his parents, and spoke to them over the weekend to offer their condolences. In a statement, Biden said it is as tragic as it is reprehensible. Make no mistake, Hamas leaders will pay for these crimes, and we will keep working around the clock for a deal to secure the release of the remaining hostages. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with the families of the remaining American hostages still held captive in Gaza. There are still 7 of them. 3 are confirmed dead. And the death of 6 more hostages raises the stakes for President Biden to negotiate a ceasefire deal. Biden still says we're on the verge of achieving one. And this morning, President Biden and Vice President Harris will meet in the Situation Room with the team that's negotiating this hostage deal. But that optimism is just not reflected on the ground. There are still major sticking points, and there's been no breakthrough. And the death of Hersh Goldberg-Polin, it reverberates here in Washington. He was one of the most recognizable faces of this hostage crisis, and his parents were outspoken advocates for their release. President Biden has made clear that this is a top priority for the remaining months of his presidency, and this is a goal that Vice President Harris says. She said over the weekend that she will not waver in her commitment to free the hostages. George?
Okay, Selina, thanks. We're going to turn now to the race for the White House. Vice President Harris and President Biden hitting the campaign trail together in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. We also have results of our new poll, which shows Harris in the lead nationally. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the details. Good morning, Mary.
Hey, George. Good morning. Well, yeah, this week kicks off the beginning of that fall sprint. The Harris Walls ticket out today visiting those 3 key Rust Belt states, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, courting those critical working class and union voters. Now, Harris will be in Detroit and Pittsburgh today, where she will be joined for the first time on the trail by President Biden. We have, of course, seen them out together in recent weeks, but today this is the first joint campaign event since Harris became the nominee. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is expected to lay low early this week until he holds a town hall with Fox News on Wednesday. This all comes as Trump has really been trying to revamp his positions on reproductive rights, waffling on an issue that is top of mind for many voters. Trump, well aware, polls, including our latest one, show this issue is a political liability for him, George.
And our poll does show that Harris enters this final sprint with a slim lead.
It does, George. Check this out. Our new poll shows the race remains close. Harris holding a 52-46% lead nationally among likely voters, but that's almost exactly where it was before the Democratic convention. Now, what has changed here, Harris is doing even better with women, now leading Trump among women by 13 points, up from 6 points, while Trump still leads men by 5 points. And on the issues that will determine this election, little has changed here over the last several months. Voters still trust Trump more to handle the economy and immigration, but on handling the issue of reproductive rights, voters still trust Harris more, which may explain that widening gender gap. Now, George, it is worth pointing out that Trump didn't get much of a bump from his convention either, perhaps a sign of just how locked in this race already is, George.
Yeah, the story of our modern times. Okay, Mary, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. Now to the travel crush as people return home from the Labor Day weekend. Travel shattered records for the holiday, so the trip back could be hectic for some. Reena Roy is here now with what we can expect. Good morning, Reena.
Hey, Michael. Good morning to you. That's right. This is expected to be the busiest Labor Day travel period on record, and people out there will no doubt be feeling it. That is because the TSA is expecting an 8.5% increase in travel from last year. They are estimating about 17 million passengers from this past Thursday through Wednesday. And just today and tomorrow alone, the FAA says nearly 46,000 planes will be in the skies, most of the major airlines adding flights to keep up with demand. The busiest airports expected to be Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, and Dallas Fort Worth. And when it comes to the roads, things will be just as crowded. AAA says Labor Day travel is up 9% from last year. And you'll want to keep this in mind. The best time to travel today is any time before 10 a.m. and the worst is between 11 and 8. And some good news on the driving front. Gas prices are down. The national average for a gallon this holiday weekend is about 48 cents cheaper than this time last year. Rebecca?
Some improving news there, and we will take it, Reena. Okay, thank you. We want to check on the forecast for that trip home, and joining us now is Greg Dutra. He's a meteorologist from our Chicago station, WLS. It's great to have you with us in New York, Greg. Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be in and great travel weather for a lot of folks, but there are some problem spots that we do have to talk about. So let's do that here. Raleigh, North Carolina had about 3+ inches of rainfall. See these cars driving through it. Dangerous from a driving standpoint, also dangerous from a car standpoint. You can ruin your engine doing that. Orlando, Florida, also they saw just south of Orlando 4.5 inches. See people wading through the water there. This was all caused by a cold front that slipped off to the south, providing decent conditions north of it, but another high flood risk through Georgia into South Carolina. The tail end of that front, cold air lapping up against the Rockies, bringing another flooding threat to Texas, Midland, Abilene. But then, if you're not in the spots that I mentioned, it's great. Sunshine, drier weather, a relief from oppressive heat through the Midwest. We do have to talk about building heat in the South, though. We'll do that coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Greg, thanks very much. You know, some travelers may have a tough time. At least 10,000 workers at American hotels on strike. Contract talks between top hotel chains and the workers union have stalled. Trevor Ault here with that story. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So this is really big news on a holiday weekend where a ton of people are traveling. We have these workers walking off the job. This is at 24 hotels in some of the biggest cities in America, and they're part of a union with 250,000 members nationwide. This morning, at least 10,000 workers at hotels nationwide have walked off the job as contract talks stall between top hotel chains and the workers' union.
Been here 44 years. This is the first time we've actually been on strike.
In 8 cities, from Boston to San Francisco, workers from desk staff to housekeepers are striking at Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott, and Omni, demanding a share in what they say are record profits. They also want better health care and a reversal of staffing cuts made during the pandemic, including the restoration of automatic daily room cleaning, which was scaled back during COVID.
So the strike right now is about better living wages for hotel workers, a better health insurance, a better pension.
And more workers could join in the coming days. The strike is expected to last 2 to 3 days in each city.
We have a lot of people that are just living check to check. We're asking for a $10 raise, and even with that $10 raise that we're asking for in the next 4 years, by inflation numbers, we would still be considered poor as a hotel worker.
And multiple hotel representatives do say they are still willing to negotiate, but the union says strikes have been authorized in several other cities. It's possible more workers could walk off the job at any time.
Yeah, big disruptions.
Yes.
Yeah. Trevor, thanks.
Thank you, Trevor. We turn now to the San Francisco 49ers rookie shot in the chest during an alleged robbery attempt. Ricky Pearsall has been released from the hospital, and a 17-year-old suspect is in custody. Melissa Adon is in San Francisco with more. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Rebecca. An alleged botched robbery in broad daylight, leaving an NFL rookie with a gunshot wound to his chest. And it's now raising questions about crime in this major American city. This morning, 49ers NFL rookie Ricky Pearsall resting at home after spending roughly 24 hours in the hospital. He was shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in downtown San Francisco, according to police.
This is an active investigation, so we have a lot of work to do.
It happened on Saturday after Pearsall had been signing autographs before heading downtown. Police say Pearsall, who was carrying shopping bags, was followed by a suspect who confronted him with a gun.
A struggle between Mr. Pearsall and the suspect ensued, and the suspect's gun struck both Mr. Pearsall and the subject.
The 23-year-old was shot in the chest and was seen getting into a nearby ambulance with blood, but conscious.
Anytime there's gun violence, which tragically exists all around this country, it's a problem for any city. And our goal is to do everything we can to make the investments in our department and to respond to these kinds of things as much as we possibly can.
In a social media post, Pearsall's mother, Erin, said the bullet went in her son's chest and out his back, missing vital organs. Authorities say they believe the football player was targeted because he was wearing a high-end watch. The 17-year-old suspect is in custody, and he's expected to be charged in the next coming days. The San Francisco DA says the plan is to prosecute the teen as a juvenile, but that could change as police are still going through this ongoing investigation, and as the DA's office starts to review key evidence like surveillance video, he could be tried as an adult. Michael.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to college football in a thrilling start to the season for two of the nation's biggest programs, LSU and USC. Ike Ajati is here with the highlights. I turned it off a little bit after half. I had to go to bed, but tell me what happened.
Yeah, Michael, this was a very special game for a bunch of reasons. First of all, USC is now in the Big Ten, the bevy of brand new faces all over the field, or maybe for the simple fact that these two teams haven't played each other since Reagan was president back in 1984. Now, the Trojans taking on the Tigers, both teams beginning the year replacing their Heisman-winning quarterbacks Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, who are now in the NFL. And it didn't take long for some explosive actions. About 3.5 minutes into the second quarter, USC's Kyron Hudson with a ridiculous one-handed grab, covered like a sneezing mouth, still making the catch. That drive leading to a touchdown. Now, fast forward to the fourth quarter, USC down 13-17. Trojan quarterback Miller Moss with a perfect 28-yard strike to Jacoby Lane for the touchdown, putting the Trojans up 20-17. Now, USC eventually going on to win this game with a 13-yard Woody Marks touchdown run in the final seconds for a 27-20 win over LSU. Now, some other college football news from the weekend. Notre Dame with a gritty win over Texas A&M, and the reigning champs Georgia absolutely destroying Clemson 34-3 game.
Yeah, that looked tight at the beginning, then it just ran away. You said it hadn't played since 1984, and I was like, I remember that game. You're like, I wasn't even born.
It wasn't even a thought.
Let's not talk about that. But you know what? I saw something, I said, okay. We always talk about catches of the year. This catch that you're going to talk about has to be a candidate.
This was ridiculous, to say the least. That, you may have missed it because it was going on between the Utah State and the Robert Morris match, but right at the same time as the Texas A&M and Notre Dame. But take a look at this interception by Robert Morris DB, Rob Carter Jr. This was nothing short than sensational. Grabbing the ball over his head with one hand, all while doing a 360 vertical spin to the ground. Call Barnum Bailey's because I'm pretty sure they're going to want to talk to this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got my vote. I mean, that's just unbelievable body control. That is amazing.
I'm breaking a spine if I try to do that, to be honest.
Thank you, Ike. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Ike.